October 23, 1944. Japan is making continuous attacks on American positions in the Pacific. With air raids and kamikaze attacks, they have a lot of success in naval battles. During this time, the United States wants to take Leyte Island in the Philippines to take control of the sea from Japan. In this full-scale battle, the Japanese cause heavy damage to American destroyers, which leads to the death of 23,000 American soldiers. But let's change one thing. Instead of the entire US Navy, we put only one ship, something that will not be seen again for 76 years. The destroyer USS Zumwalt, a product of 2016, suddenly appears in 1944. Its design looks like an alien creature, with sharp angles, a stealth body, and an appearance that looks like a small boat on the radars of that time. This destroyer has technologies that look like magic to the sailors of 1944. SM-6 missiles, Tomahawk cruise missiles, ESM point defense missiles, two 155mm high-precision guns, and a radar that can track hundreds of targets at the same time. While Japanese ships with limited radars and short-range weapons could only fire after seeing the target, Zumwalt can enter the battle from a long distance. This destroyer is so powerful that it can destroy a city. Now, the most advanced modern destroyer faces the Japanese air and naval forces at the peak of their power. Can this floating supercomputer protect the American destroyers and soldiers? Commander Shoji Nishimura is angry. He has brought his best naval equipment, 7 aircraft carriers, and 3 heavy cruisers, 350 bomber aircraft, also 50 kamikaze aircraft, and finally, 7 submarines. But this equipment had a big problem. They had to aim and fire manually, something that Zumwalt can easily do with its automatic system. On the morning of October 23, the Japanese learn about the American Navy's attack. They decide to launch a 3-stage assault using a deception tactic. But they don't know that the US Navy has a giant with them. So the Japanese aircraft carriers move toward the area. Moments later, 40 Japanese aircraft take off to start an air battle and bomb the American fleet. At the same time, Zumwalt's powerful radar tracks them, and the order to attack is given. The SM-6 missiles move at a speed of 3.5 Mach, something unbelievable for that year. A few moments later, the first wave of Japanese attackers faces an invisible enemy because Zumwalt is so far away that it can't even be seen from the air. Meanwhile, the Japanese pilots send a message. The survivors' report reaches Shoji Nishimura. An enemy that can't be seen, weapons that can't be described, and aircraft that disappear one after another. Commander Shoji Nishimura orders a second stronger attack because he believes the pilots are experiencing a collective illusion. In the second wave, 150 more aircraft take off from 3 Japanese carriers, hoping to succeed this time, but none of them have a chance. Commander Shoji Nishimura's wrong because Zumwalt's powerful radar has tracked all the Japanese destroyers. But Zumwalt wants to create fear among the enemy, because the fear of such a modern destroyer will weaken the Japanese army. The second wave reaches the position. They are approaching the sea when Zumwalt attacks with perfect accuracy. Its fire control system shows no hesitation, and every plane it detects is destroyed within seconds. The Japanese have no chance to escape because Zumwalt's missiles identify them well. They keep advancing, but their efforts fail. When Commander Shoji Nishimura becomes hopeless about the air attack, he orders a deception operation to begin. They plan to trap the American fleet by sacrificing a few ships. Now, Commander Ozawa moves with several ships to carry out the deception, but he doesn't know that Zumwalt can see the future. The Japanese ships are stationed near the strait to trap Zumwalt. Heavy cruisers, destroyers, and submarines. All of them are lying in ambush. But they have a problem. The range of their weapons is too short to even know what is coming at them. While the Japanese wait for Zumwalt to enter the strait, it decides to destroy this operation quickly. So it launches several Tomahawk missiles at the decoy destroyers at a speed of 900 kilometers per hour. These missiles fly only 15 meters above the sea, making them invisible to the radars of that time. After the missile hits, it strikes the destroyer, which explodes and sinks into the sea, and the deception operation fails. But Japan still has its main power. They decide to launch a mass attack because they realize that a group attack might overwhelm Zumwalt. Meanwhile, several Japanese submarines are sent to the area, and the American fleet faces a full-scale attack from the sky, the sea, and underwater. The remaining planes drop bombs from the sky. The destroyers fire their missiles, and the submarines wait for a chance to launch torpedoes. This is Japan's last move to maintain its naval power in the Pacific Ocean. While the Japanese commanders fight like in 1944, they have to see the target and aim and fire manually. But Zumwalt does all of this in seconds. This attack is also predictable for Zumwalt because it works automatically. It aims very accurately and destroys the target with the power of its missiles. At sea, it acts like a god. A few hours later, nothing remains of the Japanese fleet. The planes are destroyed and the ships rest quietly at the bottom of the sea. Zumwalt is hidden from the submarine's radar, but they can see the ship through their periscopes. They move slowly and secretly. One successful shot could change the fate. This time, Zumwalt's powerful sonar scans the underwater waves. The sound of a submarine's propeller is detected, and a few moments later, Mk-54 torpedoes are launched. Under the surface, explosions happen one after another. When the submarine threat is gone, everything becomes calm. The Japanese planes had fallen, the Japanese cruisers and destroyers were destroyed, and the submarines rested at the depths of the Pacific Ocean. And Zumwalt stood on the water without a single scratch. Now, 23,000 people are alive and can see their families. Zumwalt has reached its two goals. First, it scared the Japanese army, and second, it destroyed their naval power. But what do you think? If you want to know what would have happened if President Trump had been in World War II and whether the war would have ended differently with his new policies, watch this video.